So as you can see on the other side, we have George Washington on the quarter.
Hello there, Michelle and
Cat.
And today we are going to be looking at things under a microscope.
This is not
this
a
is
microscope.
a magnifying glass.
This is our microscope.
This is the microscope.
So as you can see, this is what the metal plate right here, and when I focus the microscope, this is what the metal plate looks like.
So it's all sparkly.
And this, just for size, this is a toothpick. This is a toothpick compared to that.
Okay, and let's see. So the toothpick right here.
Compared to this size, so you can see how small this is. But now we're gonna look at some different things. So one thing that we're gonna look at is an orange slice. So I have an orange here with me. Got an orange slice. So we'll see, how does this look underneath the microscope? So first I'm gonna put it underneath it and then focus it a little bit.
So this is what it looks like normally.
And this is what it looks like under a microscope. So as you can see, it's very, you can see the all the little bits on it.
Bits of the skin or the white stuff that.
Yes, so that's interesting. You can look at that. You can see this is the size to the toothpick. You can see like how it kind of looks like almost a material there.
It almost looks like a little string, like a.
It's because it is pretty much
It is a string.
I can just take it off. Ah, God. It's a little bit of stuff on an orange. That's basically what it looks like, yeah. So the next thing that we're going to be looking at is Velcro. Velcro, I'm sure you're familiar with it.
Velcro. You have two different sides. You have the one side with like little loops and one side with parts that kind of catch on to the loops. And this part is the part that catches on to the loops.
So let's look at that. As you can see all the little loops. It's kind of hard to see it because because it's all black, you can't really see anything else, but the other side, you can see all the cat hairs that are stuck on it, but it does look pretty cool.
Cat hairs that are stuck on that.
It does look pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing that we're going to look at is a coin. Now coins are one of my favorite things to look at under the microscope because you can really see the detail in them and it's super cool. So this coin we have is a coin from, it's like a national park coin. So in Nevada, there's a place called the Great Basin, and it's kind of like a basin with trees and stuff. So they have little coins. You know how they have coins with states on them? They also have coins with different national parks. So if you're looking to collect all the coins with states in them, you can also look to collect national parks. So this is what it looks like. As you can see, it looks very cool under the microscope. We have like a little tree over here, and it does look flipped for us right now. I'm not sure if it will look
we can flip it.
Flipped for you, but it does say, oh my God, how do I line this up? It does say, oh God, this is so confusing. Right there, Great Basin. And then there's a picture of a tree with like some water underneath. This says E pluribus unum right there, which I think is something in...
It means from one of many in Latin.
Yeah, it's on a lot of coins.
And unum, I actually worked for a company called Unum.
So as you can see on the other side, we have George Washington on the quarter. And over here we have a very weird thing that looks like the inside of the coin has copper in it. So it looks like some of the copper started coming out and turning green. So it looks really dark from the camera view, but it is like kind of green. And over here it says, "In God We Trust," right next to that. And it says $quarter all over the bottom. And then over here it says Liberty.
Liberty.
Next to his face. So coins are always really cool to look at. Next thing we're going to look at is a dollar bill.
I have one that's not all wrinkled up. You can make it that.
It's okay. So this one is kind of wrinkly, but that's
Because I have a really super flat one.
Okay, can you go get that
Yeah.
one? As you can see, we have George Washington's face again, and his very... Well, as you can see, we put this money away several times, so his eye is kind of... He's quite folded up. Like, as you can see, this dollar bill is not in the best condition. So I'm just going to go get a nice flat one. But you can see all the little dots and all the shading that they had to go through.
Here's a nice flat one.
So the flat dollar bill, we're going to look at this one instead. Pencil on it. Or maybe it's like a blue hair.
I think it's actually part of the actual print, the actual, like, when they make paper.
I don't think that's supposed to be on there, Mom.
You don't think so?
The little blue lines I don't think are supposed to be on there. So,
Can I see?
I always thought...
Well, you can't... Yes,
no,
but
those are not supposed to be there. I know that. So, I always thought it would be a really cool... and this is the ID of the actual dollar. I always thought it would be a really cool idea to do a project where I tried, like, recreating a dollar to, like... Oh, there's more blue and a little bit of red this time. I feel like there is something that's there, but... They don't look like they're forming anything, and I don't remember, like, I did learn something about that, but I don't think those ones are intentional. So, we have this little Illuminati on a pyramid.
And that's the year, I think, that it was printed, the MDCCLXX
VI. So, I'm no expert with Roman numerals. I don't know what M is. But I'm going to guess this is probably 2000 or 1990, maybe,
Well, the VI is 6.
Yeah, so
The
that's...
X's are 10s. And 2 10s before...
26. So, maybe... Well, it's not...
I don't think
I'm
it's the
guessing this
year.
is 9... Maybe it's not
If you
the
know
year,
what
but
year it is, put it in the comments below if you know Roman
it
numerals
even
really well.
is a year. I'm not an expert in Roman noodles. One time I remember I was talking with my teacher and we were talking about math and she said, "Are you familiar with Roman noodles?" And I thought she said ramen noodles. So I was like, "Yeah, I know about those." And she's just like, "Okay, so can you write them down?" And I'm like, "Oh, she said Roman numerals, not ramen noodle." And over here you can see it has the E pluribus unum also there.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a dollar bill.
Yep.
So the next thing we're going to look at is salt.
We have different kinds of salt. So this is some Himalayan rock salt, pink
And
salt,
we
and
have
we have
some
sugar.
So we're going to start with this iodized salt, which is just like, oh, that's a lot, but okay, I'm going to get it off my hand. But as you can see all the little tiny salt crystals individually. And it looks really cool underneath a microscope. All those little tiny dots and stuff. It's pretty interesting.
We should see how it compares to the sugar.
So now I'm
If
going
you
to wipe
can
this
push
off.
some of it away, and then we can kind
Wait.
Great, that's lovely.
There.
Put a little pile of the sugar, and we'll put some salt.
And as you can see, the sugar, it seems
It's a
like
little
it's
bit bigger.
a lot more squarish too.
And we'll put, this is the salt.
It also seems like the sugar is definitely bigger. So right here we have salt and sugar right next to those.
You can
So as you
point
can
with your-
see, these ones over here, these are mainly salt, and this is the sugar. You can see a difference. Like this seems a bit more circular. They're smaller. These ones are bigger and more squarish sugar cubes. So
And then let's look at the Himalayan.
So now the Himalayan rock salt, which it's much bigger, but
Let's just show it to you.
hang on, let me just.
We'll put a picture between us of what it looks like right here.
As you can see, they look like full of crystals, almost rocks almost. But this is a toothpick, so you can see the size compared to it. So as you can see, it's all that's more pink that's a pinkish rock. As you can see, it has more pink to it. So that's what that looks like. So next we have this little we have a little hair clip. And this one, they look pretty cool under the microscope, especially looking at the gems. So we have these kind of rainbow tinted gems. These are what they look like underneath the microscope. As you can see, this is the size compared to it of a toothpick.
So this is like a little thing that I would put in my hair.
It's kind of like a marble themed gem. This one's green. They have a pink one too right over here. And I think if you go over here, there's an orange one, and a little red one, and another little pink one. So red and pink. And over here on this side, there's a blue one, and another little red one, and a green one. So that's pretty cool.
Alright. And then we can show different materials.
Next thing is we're going to show like some cloth materials.
So this one is like a cotton material.
It's a tie-dye shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And this one over here, it's kind of like a bendy synthetic material. So let's look at the synthetic one first. So as you can see
the lines of the...
Yeah, it's a bright pink, but unfortunately this camera, it's desaturating it a lot.
You can see a little bit of the pink.
So if I like quickly show it, you can see a lot of pink, and then as soon as I focus it,
you can see the pink.
So this is the toothpick compared to it.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, now you can see that. But when I zoom in, so it does look kind of pink. I think it's probably the. This is how this is a toothpick size compared to it. Why does the toothpick look green? I have no idea. I think it's probably since it's against that and it's trying to give it color. So that's what that looks like. As you can see all the little tiny stitches. So that's pretty cool. And now for the cloth material. You can see how the stitches are also made. So let me see here. This is the toothpick compared to that. As you can see, they're very, very small. Stab it. Stab. Another thing.
Look at this. I don't know what happened to the sponge from
is that we can look at our eraser. So as you know, we do a lot of things on the whiteboard, and this is what our eraser looks like after all of that. There's a lot of hair stuck to it, and a lot of what appears to be dried ink. So that's always great.
Oh,
so the next thing we have is this little material that's like spongy almost, and it's basically kind of like foam. So if you look at this, you can see all the little bubbles and all the little holes poking through. So like if I go here, for instance, that goes right through. As you can see, it's like all these little bubbles and little holes. And it's pretty cool, if I do say so myself.
Yeah. Is there any couple last things you want to show?
We're going to show the snow too. So the next thing we have is some sandpaper. This is very rough sandpaper.
No.
And as you can see, it's kind of like so rough that it will pick up the bits of the toothpick with it. So that's a thing. Next thing we're going to get is some snow, so we'll be right back for that. It looks very cool when it's melting. Next thing we have is some snow. Fortunately, it fell yesterday, so we probably won't be seeing any snowflakes. So it does look very cool when it melts. Let me try focusing that. So that's what the snow mainly looks like, and now let's watch it melt. Because it will melt, trust me. I don't know why it's sliding this way.
I think it's because when it's melting, it's actually moving a little bit, almost like an iceberg would move.
Indeed. So let's see. Come on, melt.
You can see like a line almost.
Looks like hair in the snow.
You can see. Oh, it's just moving. It's like, and you can actually see it. You can see it kind of moving a little bit on the plate of the.
I think we got too big of a piece. Let's settle on a smaller piece.
Oh,
why are there so many hairs? As you can see, if you look at it, you can kind of see it disintegrating. Does not look like it did before, however. I'm gonna get a different piece of snow. I think I packed this one too tight.
Okay. Sure.
So the next bit of snow that I have is nice and powdery and not packed, so it should probably melt faster and it'll look cooler. Let's focus on this bit here. Actually watch the snow melting. You can kind of see the little snow crystals too. You look closely, you can kind of see like some crystals here and there. Like that kind of looks like a crystal there, or around. It's melting faster now that there's water at the bottom. That's what it looks like when it melts. It is pretty cool once it actually starts melting faster.
Oh.
So let me just dry this off because now there's a ton of water.
So this is a piece of railroad from my son's old Thomas the Train. So it's a piece of wood. And I thought this could be like probably the last thing we show because it's getting to be a really long video.
Yep. So this will be the last thing. Alright, so looking at this,
You can see the little grain of the wood.
What does that say?
Oh,
It says
SUBSCRIBE. Wow.
It says that you should subscribe. Well, I guess the wood told you to subscribe, so you should subscribe.
Yep, absolutely.
So don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell, and comment anything else that you think we should look at under a microscope, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.
Thanks for watching.